director lie down with his legs up like he was on a throne made of humans?
Waves with degrees? That's me! When I was in school, I worked super hard in order to graduate early and spend the last year going to anime conventions instead of school. I recently got back from my latest convention, and that made me super curious about what your favorite convention memories are, favorite activities, and what your dream con is. Share yours in the comments below! What is your most memorable convention story or event? My favorite convention story, I worked as staff, volunteer staff, and that was how I was able to go to so many conventions. Because it's expensive to go to cons and stuff, but if you work as a volunteer, obviously you have a little bit less free time, but they give you food. Sometimes you get a free or cheaper rate on the hotel, and then you get free con access as well. So I was a volunteer at a series of conventions where they all had the same guest and the same Japanese anime director came to all of the conventions that I was volunteering at. And the first time I went and we met him, one of my friends who I was staff volunteering with was like, what if we ask him if we can carry him? And I looked at her and I went, what do you mean? And she was like, I don't know, there's a couple of us, we could probably lift him, you know, those memes of the people lifting up and tossing a person in the air. She was like, yeah, I don't know, everyone here just really likes the anime that they worked on. What if we just ask the director if we can lift him up? I think it took 4 or 5 people. We had some people here like this, some people here.
We had the director lie down with his legs up like he was on a throne made of humans. This poor guy was like, what are these Americans asking me to do? But he just went along with it. Oh, so we just had this picture of 4 people lifting him up. And we were like, yeah, we got to meet the guest at the con. But then we ran into him again at another con and we're like, do you remember us? Can we lift you again? So I think I have a random selection of photos of just us. I think we had one where he was horizontal. Because at some point he started to get really comfortable with us asking. And by the 3rd time he was like, yeah, let's go. And he had different other guests with him at the same time. And so the other guests were like, are you okay with these people asking you to do this? And he'd be like, yeah, we've done it before. Don't worry, this is normal. They haven't dropped me yet. I will say though, if you do ever go to an anime convention and go meet production staff, so people who are in a director role, script writer role, or a producer role, those guests tend to be way more excited when there are people that came to the con to meet them. I don't know how it is in Japan, but I think usually it's the voice actors that get way more attention, and then people won't go to events just to meet a director. When we did line management for the directors and stuff at anime conventions overseas, the people would always get so mushy and I can't believe they came all the way to see producer, no one else knows who we are, but you came all the way here even though it's a different country. So they get really excited. If you do have a producer or director who's at an event and you like their work, they'll probably be really happy to see you. Yeah, production staff are always so cute. Bro is just the American girls want to give me uppies? Say less. Exactly, right?
If the convention works with companies and use their official assets, the con is legally required to destroy the things made after the con ends. In my case, it is the standee. I won't say who, but I had to dismember prominent tuber standess in front of their manager. When they saw it, their response was, this felt wrong.
Wait, so their manager had to look at it in order to verify it got destroyed? Oh my god. Holy moly. I didn't know you. I guess it makes sense that they have to make sure that company paid for assets are not misused, but destroyed feels so holy moly. Some companies require it. Oh, VTuber death. Oh my goodness. The Peri standee. No, the Peri standee lived. She was just too big to fit in a suitcase. So we had to chop her up at the cosplay repair station. You've gotten very good at destroying standees. You are the butcher of standees. I have ink on my hand. I have ink on my hands. Why do you know for a fact that unsold manga at Japan Expo gets destroyed? Because it's cheaper than shipping it back to the warehouse. Oh my, what? That's so wasteful.
Oh no. I mean, even standees having to get destroyed is a little bit wasteful. But books, I think, I don't know, you could like donate it to a library. That sucks.
Make sure to show your appreciation. Say kind things to the standee before the end of its short life. It's like a mayfly.
I tagged along to a K-Guy Idol festival with my GF and brought my camera on a whim. Filmed her set for fun, and before I knew it suddenly got asked to volunteer as videographer for that con's bigger sibling later in the year. So that's how I ended up as staff at quickly growing idol convention.
Wait, really? They were just like, wait.
They're good at what they do.
Wait, holy moly. In some ways, that's the dream, right?
It's actually really surprising how many people have like their job or their side gig from just like being discovered. That's like the staff version of like an idol being scouted on the side of the road. You always hear stories about idols being like, yeah, someone just approached me on the street and we're like, you're pretty. Do you want to be part of this idol group? You had a camera and you were asked. You didn't even know what was happening. It was your pipeline into VTubers. Crazy. Then you literally had the aura of competency.
When the algorithm works in real life.
You hit the algo IRL.
I've gone to a con in secret without telling my parents, lol.
Every convention I went to in university, my parents did not know that I went to it. When I was in high school, my dad took me to an anime con once. The first thing I did was like shook him off my tail. And I must have sent him to like a bookstore, so like, you know, a safe for work bookstore that had a booth in the anime con. I was like, you could just hang out here. And I like booked it. I made it so he couldn't follow me and I got out of there.
I think it's a bit of a rite of passage to
go to a convention or like any sort of event, like a concert or anything, without your parents necessarily knowing. Especially once you're old enough to like earn your own money and stuff. Although, okay,
so like my mom, every time I go to California, for no reason in particular, she's like, "You're going to an anime convention?" And so last year when I went to Offkai, my mom said, "Oh, I Googled to see if there was an anime convention in California, but there wasn't one. Did you actually go to see your friends?" And I was sweating bullets. Because I didn't realize she was like checking. Because like, oh my goodness. I got called out. I'm like, okay, I was going to see my friends. It wasn't an anime convention, but I did have friends at another convention, which I'm not going to tell you about because it would be 10 times scarier if she found out what this was.
what do you usually do at a con? Or if you've never been, but you've looked at like a convention pamphlet before and you've considered going, what would your itinerary look like? Are you a shopping person, a panels person, a party person? I don't know. If us on the chat of twitch.tv may not be party people, but I don't know. Some of you are extroverts. Not me, but some of you. And most importantly, how many times do you go to the bathroom? Answer the first question, but also tell me how many times you went to the bathroom or you think you would go to the bathroom at a convention. So when I first went to conventions, I was a panel person. Different cons will have different types of panels, but usually at an anime con, you get a range of like informational panels, such as the panel that I talked about my university roommate. She went to a convention that one of her friends was hosting a panel for. Her friend was hosting the complete history of Dr. Eggman panel, and she was very concerned that no one would show up to this panel because her friend told her the plan for that panel, and it was just two dudes info dumping about Dr. Eggman. It was two people. One guy would give like a paragraph of information, and then the second guy would be like, "Isn't that so cool? Oh my god, we love Dr. Eggman." And then they just like follow in that pattern. My university roommate is a total extrovert. She's really good with people, and she heard the plan for the panel and she was like, "I'm so concerned that no one will be there." So she lined up for their panel, got some of her friends to be there to sit with her just in case, so they could like fill out the front row at least. And then when it was time for the panel to actually happen, it was full out the door. It was standing room only, and people had to cycle in and out in order to fit all of the people that wanted to listen to the complete history of Dr. Eggman. She felt bad. She was like, "Oh, we shouldn't be here. If there are people that actually want to listen to this, we shouldn't take up the front row." So they ended up leaving early so people could actually, like, more people could fit in the room.
I am normally shopping or working the con, outside of
shopping.
that handing out with friends. I've come to notice that cons are 1000% more fun when you go with friends. And I am normally too dehydrated to need to use the bathroom on a regular basis.
What? if we cross paths at Offkai, I am giving you a water bottle, and I am not leaving until I see you finish it. That's right. Drink water. Drink water right now. We're literally gonna circle you. I'm gonna bring a posse. We're gonna stand around you in a circle, and you can't leave until you finish the water bottle. Next time, if I have the opportunity to do a meetup like we did last time at Offkai, I will bring a case of water bottles, and every one of you has to finish one. I don't think I saw Peri drink water at Offkai. It's because I was always finished the water. I was not carrying water because it was always empty. I don't carry water to drink. I fill it up, empty it, and then walk away. I don't carry half-finished water bottles. I'm not a water non-completionist. I 100% my water bottles all the time.
At Offkai it was 2/3 panel, 1/3 shop, and 0 time to the bathroom.
Why are none of you going to the bathroom?
Assuming a 3-day period, I would probably use the restroom around 9 to 12 times. Other than that,
3 days?
I would be a meet and greet person and an artist alley person. 100% parties are not my thing.
Yeah,
I might
same.
check out panels. Never been to a con though, lol.
Wait, you've never been to a con though? Holy moly. The thing with Artist Alley is sometimes it's just so much better than you expect, and then you just spend a million hours shopping. This Offkai's, and even just in general lately, most anime conventions have insane Artist Alleys. Okay, one more.
I usually wander around, but will make time for panels or meetups. Much more fun with friends, but I've become confident enough to wander solo and meet new people. Made quite a few friends that way recently.
Wait, that's such a power move. What the? I wish I had that amount of social energy, that aura, that approach me and I will talk to you aura. Can I tell you my plan? If I'm alone and I need to talk to people, this is what I was doing at the networking stuff that Lentella dragged me to. I would get one drink, 1 or 2 drinks. You gotta get a little alcohol in you. And then you look at the people available to you, you know, the people who are in the party room or the event that you're at or whatever. And you look for the person that looks more nervous than you. And then you go talk to them. I can be social if I am the more social person. But if the other person has a higher power level than me, then I'm going to lose. And I'm just going to like wither away into nothing. But if someone else also looks like they're about to like fade away or leave, you come up to them and you're like, hey, I don't know anyone, so I wasn't sure who to talk to, but like here I am, haha, it's nice to meet you. And the other person is just glad that you came to talk to them. And I understand, because I would be the same if someone came to talk to me. Right? I would like go look for people that look the same way you probably look. And then you can just like fumble the entire interaction and they're probably just glad that you talked to them, because that's how I would feel. That was my entire strategy. Like, only look for the introverts. I cannot speak to the extroverts unless they talk to me first. You used to feel like imploding in a space with so many people, but at Offkai you said screw it and you sought cool people to say hi to. That is so cool. I want to be like you guys. The most energetic are often the easiest to talk to. The challenge I find is the people who are already very good at talking to someone are occupied. Like if I'm standing alone outside of a group, the easiest person to talk to is already talking to someone because that's what they're good at. So you have to like either snipe them when they're in between people, or you have to go look for someone else who's just like you and just like lonely and deciding whether or not they want to go home. But the thing is, my power level is so low that I can't even do this without like 1 or 2 drinks in me. If I'm going in sober, I'm going home. Next question. Last one. Pitch me a convention idea. What guests and what sponsors would you have? Obviously, we could have like a theoretical Pericon. Sponsors would be Yostar, specifically Arknights. If only, I wish. I don't know, like maybe a deodorant sponsor? Like if you're a foot person, you can have like foot products sponsor you. But armpits don't have products. In general, armpits are like all natural. What you see is what you get. It's unadulterated. It's like purely the whatever came out of their gene pool. Yeah, razors maybe? Armpit art? Are there any prominent armpit artists?
Pericon sponsored by Old Spiced. Make your armpits smell fresh.
Sponsored by Old Spice? I haven't used Old Spice before. And in some ways, if you're one of those armpit people, Do you want it to smell like deodorant?
My bid is for a joint con between the mangaka that did Witch Hat Atelier and Delicious in Dungeon.
Oh, they do that sort of thing in Japan. They'll have an event that's just for a specific series. Unfortunately, we don't really get them here. And I've actually seen them like elsewhere as well. Like if you go to like China or Taiwan, I think Hong Kong probably too, you can have events that are hosted just for one series. And I think those are really cool. You know, you're guaranteed to find what you want. You can even go and make sure you're finding like your favorite character. Whereas sometimes at a con, you're like, oh, I don't know if I'll see stuff for the series that I like. But if it's just already limited to the series, you know you always find stuff for this series. I have not had a chance to go to something like that in Asia, but I have been to Final Fantasy XIV cafes. It's another thing they do a lot in Asia. They've done them a bit now. In like NA West Coast, I've seen them. If you have a chance to go to a themed cafe in Japan, they are super fun. Some of them are really well thought out if you go to one that's a bit of a more mature not mature, like has been through a lot of runs, but if it's like a more experienced cafe is what I mean, they can be super duper cool. I will say they are kind of expensive and the food is not actually that good. If you're a big eater, it will not be enough food for you. So you should probably just go to have the experience, but do not plan to go there hungry and come out full. I went to 8 Final Fantasy XIV cafes in Japan. Having been to 8 of them, I think I have a good data set. I also went to the Fate Grand Order Cafe, which I adored.
A Western Sea Games or Grand Blue convention. Bring in the English voice actors for the games, and convention-exclusive promo cards for Shadowverse.
Psy Games centric would be so good. You know what else is a Psy Games game? Uma Musume. Yeah, Uma Musume. You can have Grand Blue Fantasy. You can have different display booths for each game. Get cosplayers for each one. You're cooking.
Magic Con, where everybody dresses up like witches or wizards. There will be panels with scripted wizard duels and potion brewing, a greater image debut, movie preview. It's kind of like a Ren Fair but just for magic people.
I like that a lot. Yeah, like a Ren Fair but without the knights. Exactly. I think the potion brewing idea would be super cute. And like you can have a witch hat atelier, literally. Like you bring your own base witch hat and you have like a decoration station to customize your witch hat. Oh my god! That would be so cool. You could have like spell memorization contests. You know how some anime conventions have anime trivia contests? You could have a spell contest where you give them like really long, complex spells and see who can memorize the most of them. Yes! That would be so fun. Wait, holy moly. And it has the same general appeal as a Ren Fair. I quite like that. That's a really good idea. You'd want to go to WizCon. WitchCon!